meditating on something and having to be on. So I recently noticed that myself and some friends felt like there's this state of being on and not being able to be off, so to speak. For me personally, it came with or from having to entertain to distract, and it seems to be the common thread among us. Those of us who feel we have to be kind of on and entertain so as to not lose the attention of those we love or to keep them from fighting. We kind of learned to be something other than ourselves in order to maintain a more peaceful and harmonious environment, especially growing up. Meditating on something is simply coming to a meditation practice and having that in mind without seeking answers. It's more being open to answers, which may sound confusing, especially if you're new to meditation. You may not really see any inherent value from it right away, but this, I think, can help shed some light on some of the benefits, of meditation. It's something a lot of very successful people have done. I won't say the greats, but a lot of people like Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, got to be at such a high level because there was no longer any sort of entanglement with very distracting thoughts. They could turn themselves off, so to speak, to recover and then come back into the world very fresh and rejuvenated. If you have the problem or issue of feeling like you always have to be on, like you always have to do, there's always some kind of pressure or anxiety, I feel like this meditation can be very helpful for you. So let's start. We can start by taking in a deep breath, feeling our belly expand. And if there's any sort of self-consciousness, any sort of a body issue, like I know I've had throughout my life, and just put that to the side for now and give yourself permission to really take up space. Feeling your belly button contract toward your spine. Even now as I'm doing it, it's contracting more and more towards my spine. Belly button comes out, diaphragm comes out, chest fills. Feeling that sensation of doing, of having to be productive or producing or consuming something. And being aware of that while you breathe. And without expecting any answers, asking yourself in the second person, why do you feel like you always have to be on? Paying attention to our breath, acknowledging and not getting caught up in or entangled with any of the answers that immediately come to mind. You can think of these as that personality type of having to be on, trying to answer. The next exhale, gently close your eyes. Allow the breath to come back to normal. And feeling, observing the rise and fall of the breath. Observing the rise and fall of the breath. We're not getting caught up in it. We're just watching it. And in this same way, we watch thoughts rise and fall away. We observe them, but don't think about thinking them. Anytime you do, simply notice and come back to watching the breath. You can think of those thoughts or thinking about thoughts and so on as that part of you that always wants to be on. And exercising your power, your inner strength, your inner authority, your inner parent, to prioritize. It can be one of the smallest, gentlest, yet most noticeable exercises in control and power over that which we actually have control and power over, which is ourselves. Breathe. To say and think, this is not a priority right now. Anytime I mindlessly want to check my phone and I didn't get a notification to check it, anytime I want to mindlessly consume food or television or media, I can say that is not a priority right now. Come back to the breath and simply allow myself to be. It's the same as the external, the media and our phones, distractions, engaging with toxic people, as it is the internal and engaging with toxic thoughts. We can thank this survival pattern for helping us to survive until now. And we can prioritize our time And in time, we can start to set a contrast. When we see what isn't a priority, we can start to see what is. Allow thoughts to come up the way you allow breath to come in. If you judge yourself, if you judge a thought, simply notice that you are judging. Allow it the way you allow your breath, and then let it go. The exact same way you allow a breath to go. It's gentle. There's little to no effort required. Just for a second, allow your mind to do whatever it wants to do. So if it's been wanting to think, allow it to think. Notice the chatter that arises. And now come back to your breath. Come back to watching, observing your body rise and fall. However you did the meditation today was the exact right way to do it. Anytime you find yourself caught in anxious, depressive, angry, and so on type of thinking, remember that it can be very hard to break that habit, especially the longer we've been doing it. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. It's an exercise, the way heavy lifting is an exercise to come back to your breath. It is hard. It is difficult, especially in the beginning. But over time, it becomes easier, and you see how much control over yourself, over your thoughts you really do have. Feel the contact between the feet, your feet and the floor, the seat beneath you, the space around you. Allow any sounds around you to come in, to be there. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. I hope that helped. Meditation is very difficult in the beginning. Thoughts can have a very strong gravity to them. And it really is like lifting a weight to pull your attention back to your breath. So I hope you can be patient with yourself. I hope you know that you really did do it right. And I hope that if you do need a little extra help, you can check out the other videos that I've posted. And you make meditation, coming back to your breath, and eventually meditating on certain things a regular part of your day, of your routine, and of your life. Thank you.